Do you know that in the pre-market trading, in Asian markets, I guess too, from last night, silver is down 68 cents to $33.02. Gold is down to $17.45, 16 bucks down. Now, looking at yesterday's performance, JP Morgan was down 3.76%, Citigroup 4%, Bank of America 3.75%, the Dow was down 190, Goldman Sachs down 4.16%. And I read an interesting article yesterday about how Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, I was just talking to Pastor Dowell about this last night for a little while. Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan are exposed. They're not admitting heavily, but I'm going to say heavily because I already know the answer. Are exposed heavily to the EU, bonds, etc., whole situation, meltdown, and they're getting their clocks cleaned slightly right now, but when it really goes down for the EU, man, are they going to be in big trouble. But they claim we also have credit default swaps, aka insurance, on all of our positions over there. So, worst case scenario is that if, it does blow up over in Europe financially, and everything goes down, including all of Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan's derivatives contracts, major investments into those bonds that just exploded in their face, we're okay, we have insurance on them. But if you recall what happened in 2008, all of the too big to fail banks also had insurance through a little old company you might know by the name of AIG. And let me think about that. Wasn't it AIG that also got a massive portion of the bailout money specifically to pay off financial terrorists such as JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, Bank of America, etc.? When what should have happened is you guys made all these bets, nice that you had insurance, but the insurance company, aka AIG, cannot help you because the amount of insurance you guys are requesting, or the funds from the insurance you're requesting due to the betting you guys lost, AIG is immediately bankrupt too. It has a tiny bit of that money. Here you go. It's all they have. Have a nice day. But instead, we can't allow that. If AIG goes down, the whole financial system goes down. We can't have that. These banks are too big to fail. We can't have that. Even though Main Street, we're too small for them to care. Sorry about our luck. So do you think by chance that when this goes down in Europe, heavy duty, massive defaults, bonds, etc., all that stuff exploding, that old JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, remember JP Morgan is the biggest player in the derivatives game as far as I remember. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they are the biggest player, largest amount of derivative contracts out there, more so than any other institution, company, etc. on the face of the earth. So if you want to know who's going to get hit the hardest, it would be JP Morgan. Now Goldman Sachs, of course, is also exposed to massive amounts of derivatives, just like Bank of America. So could we see the bailout of all bailouts that make 2008 look like a freaking walk in a little tiny park? Yes, we could, and it would also fulfill a Webbot prediction of get ready to be fleeced out of approximately at least $16 trillion in some type of shenanigans, just like what I'm telling you about. Not specifically that, but clearly this could easily be that. It's just an example, and it's actually happening, so it sure sounds good. And again, not this amount of money that we're exposed to. Guys, we know it was bad in 2008, but look what happened when we bailed them all out. It wasn't the end of the world, was it, guys? Well, no, not really. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of job loss going on, but everyone still gets their EBT card, all that stuff, so that's good, right? Well, yeah, I guess so. Well, we got to do it again, guys, except this time it's going to be even more powerful, more bigger than last time. we need at least $16 trillion, right? It could happen. So, if it doesn't quite happen as planned, then you would say goodnight to Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and whatever insurance company or companies were on standby who issued those credit default swaps as insurance. They too would fail immediately. And it would just go down from there. So, the other part of this video is beware the bearers of false promises and false gifts, etc., and false news, especially on the financial side. And you got to expose these clowns for who they are. These people that get out there, they try to pretend like they know stuff. They want everyone to believe that they know stuff. Listen to me, I'm the expert, trust me. And then you trust them, and then you lose big time, because everything they told you, or almost everything, or not almost, most everything they told you turned out to be wrong. Most of the time, it's like everything they said was pretty much wrong. And while it appeared to be right at first, wrong, you get screwed in the end. So you know my old arch nemesis, Bozo Beast. This guy actually private messages my subscribers all the time. You know, people who comment, my subscribers who comment on my videos, he'll sit there and pick on down the line, I guess, and start, you know, sending them messages and, you know, why people should listen to him and this and that. I love this guy, Bozo Beast. I really do. He gives me the power, the flame, to expose the corruptness, the false prophets, the bearers of false news, such as himself and others. This clown emails me on YouTube, and the reason I'm telling you this is because I know some of you may recognize, oh yeah, that guy did send me a message too. I'm just giving you a fair warning that if you want to listen to this clown, I'm not stopping you. I'm not even going to look twice or even think about it twice. But you know, my job, as far as I'm concerned, waking people up and all, I got to expose things that need to be exposed. I got to tell the truth where I see fit. And this is one of those instances. And there's a guy like this, as they say, there's one in every crowd. There's one in every, you know, Pastor Dowell's got these kind of people messing with him too. So, this clown sends me a message, either late Sunday or early Monday morning, I don't remember. I got it saved. I save all this clown's messages in case I ever have to, like, do a video and show this is what he said. I'm doing a video of my screen. Take a look at what this idiot said. Because you never know, guys like that will try to deny it and make a video of just complete nonsense. So you got to have your ammunition. So I keep my inbox saved with this clown. He has the nerve to tell me Monday, that week beginning this Monday through Friday, we are going to see a fantastic rally on the precious metals scene. The markets are going to love it. We can see, he says, he wouldn't, what was the exact word he used? I don't see a problem with $1,900 golds by week's end. Or I could easily see $1,900 by week's end. Silver will be $36.50 or around there. We're going to have a really good week. He says, time to let you see what a true educated person like myself can do or can call the shots on the market. Something like that. I started making a video Monday morning and then said, you know what, this wouldn't be fair. Even though I already know how this week's going to go for the most part, based off of, again, the news out of Europe is telling me already how this is going to go down. It would be a little premature for me to get out and blast the guy Monday morning when he just made his prediction. But I said, all right, maybe I'll wait a couple days. So here we are, Thursday. Every day now, basically, silver and gold have gone down in the red. The markets is also, you know, as I just read you the first thing, bank stocks, the Dow, everything, down, 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 down. All based on this news. And next week, remember, 22nd is options expiration for the metals, right? Silver contracts, etc., they expire. And we know the bankers love to push down on expiration week which again is basically Monday and Tuesday of next week. And then on the 23rd, which is Wednesday of next week, we have the Super Committee 12, the Committee of 12, prestigious congressmen and women. 6 Democrats and 6 Republicans, and we're going to hash it out, and we're going to get a bill or whatever rules passed so that we can take care of this budget deficit. Except they haven't come up with a damn thing to date. Not even one thing. And they've got less than a week. Less than 1 week to come up with this. Now, granted, every time we've heard this with, the deficit, we got to raise the deficit, we got to do this, these fools in Congress seem to wait to the last minute, right? The last hour to finally hash something out and come to an agreement. So is it possible that on the 23rd, stroke of midnight, oh my God, they finally came to an agreement? You know what? It's very possible. But you'll notice a trend where every time there's some big thing that Congress has to get done now, and it's always financially, has to do with financials, they wait to the last minute, they're struggling, they're fighting, we can't come up with something, but they don't want to face the music should they let the day go by and expire, and then all hell's going to break loose on the markets and economies, whatever. They don't want that, so they finally come to some agreement, which is probably rushed through, whatever. Now, keep in mind, if they don't come to an agreement, in the back of their mind, they may say, well, it's okay because on paper, the law already states if we cannot come up with an agreement, automatic deductions start taking place immediately in all of these sectors. And one of those sectors, which I love, by the way, is the Department of Defense, right? Defense budget, whatever. The war machine would get cut. Ooh. Does J-Snip Ford like hearing that? Now, granted, you may think, what kind of idiot would want his country's military power to be diminished? Are you smoking crack, J-Snip 4? No. Never have in my life. And I wouldn't dare start. I know which country is the big bully of the world. And it just so happens to be the one that I live in. Oh, you can't say that. Just because we're over there. These guys are dictators. We're removing dictators. These guys needed to go. Really. They've been in power for 40, 50 years each. All of a sudden, 2011 comes around. And we got to go, not just for one of them. We got to go down the whole line of them out of nowhere? Why not? Why didn't we do this 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago? Because there is an agenda by the elite who run the world, and this is part of their agenda, and they are using my country's military power to accomplish their agenda. Who keeps getting the oil contracts, country after country after country, that we take over? We don't take over. Even though we have permanent bases, they're not permanent, but they're called permanent bases. No, we're not. Right? Okay. Even though we are helping countries, right, we're ridding them of their dictatorships and bringing them democracy. Yeah, that sounds good. We're causing more death and destruction than the, quote, dictator has done probably in his entire time being there. So, what the hell is that? So, anyways, not to get off track here. The people who are out there, like you, Bozo Beast, who try to tell people, I'm this or I'm that, or, listen to me because I've got this. This guy claims to have information. Oh, wait till you see my information. This information I've got. Watch a professional. Watch an educated person nail this. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and post the screenshot. I'm going to go ahead and edit this video and just show you this fool. In case there's any question out there, well, maybe J-Snip4 is making stuff up because he doesn't like this guy. You know me. As a matter of fact, I love everybody. Much as it may not seem like I like this guy, I love Bozo Beast. This guy, he's funny, he's charming, and he's a clown. How can you not like that? I like clowns. My kids love clowns. You know what I mean? So, there's nothing not to like about Bozo Beast. And others like him. And again, you notice how these people always come out after the fact of something happens? And if I say precious metals are going up, Bozo Beast is saying they're going down. If I say, hey, I'm staying out of the market right now due to news out of Europe. I sold a little silver and I'm hanging on to the cash right now, waiting to make a move. I'm still staying out of the market. Old Bozo Beast is going to send me a message. The market is going to skyrocket. This guy, as Pastor Dow correctly called him, is a pathological liar. And I don't mean that just because, you know how some people say, oh, that guy at my job, man, he's such a pathological liar, man, yeah. And they kind of just say it to say it. You know, they don't really use the full definition of pathological liar. They're just kind of going over the top because they feel like talking about the guy or whatever. No, this guy's really, truly a pathological liar. Never thought I would ever meet a real pathological liar, but they are out there, and they try to attack us, truth tellers, truth seekers, with their news, which is crap, their sources, which is crap, and their knowledge, which is utter garbage. So, I just wanted to share that with you so that if any of you are getting messaged by old Bozo Beast, be careful, beware of the bringers or bearers of false news. And man, is he one of them. So those of you on the sidelines with me right now, there was a few of you that also were able to sell on that Saturday when I sold some of mine silver. Next week, as I said in the other video, is going to be a pretty important week, and it should be, really the whole week should be fine, but the first part of the week is where I'm going to be focusing my attention on mostly. Monday, Tuesday, options expiration taking place. What are the markets doing regarding gold and silver, especially silver? You can forget gold because I don't care about gold. Silver. And then Thursday or Wednesday, we got the Committee of 12. What if that doesn't quite go as planned? What if something goes off in Europe, whether that does go as planned or not, but something major goes off in Europe at the same time? Look at the bond sales still with Italy and Spain, man. These people in the market, they know better. They're trying to stay away from those things with a 10-foot pole. And they're doing it, most people. You can see it by the statistics, the numbers. So the ECB, central bank, they can come in all they want and buy up all these bonds behind the scene, which is illegal. It's in their charter that they can't do that. Just like several things that's in the charter that they can't do either, they've already done. Oh, well, it's emergency. We gotta, keep the euro and Europe together. So we'll just forget all these laws exist, forget all these treaties and whatnot exist with each other, and we'll just do it because, emergency. Well, if it's that big of an emergency, clearly you could get the law passed immediately between all the member states because they too would feel, well, this is definitely emergency too. You would pretty much be all in agreement. If your ship was sinking and there's a gaping hole and everyone looks over the side and sees the ship sinking, you're pretty much guaranteed that everyone's going to say, yeah, it's probably a good idea to man the life rafts. Unless you have a crowd of people that have been drugged by the pharmaceutical industry, just wide open from the government, allows that. A bunch of people drinking water with fluoride all up in it, and people getting shots and stuff that they think are safe that are not safe whatsoever. And last but not least, eating these chemically created foods that they call foods, which is odd because you can't call really poison a food, but it is nonetheless. So you have to constantly pick and choose, what am I going to eat, what am I not going to eat? Oh, I'm going to be bad today, but I got to be good tomorrow, right? You got to go do those things. If you had those people on board that ship, well, on the second hand, the other hand, maybe they wouldn't see the ship sinking. That would make an interesting outcome, huh? So anyways, that's all I want to share with you. You gotta stay away from these fools and find your sources of information. You'll know it when you see them. Clearly, Bozo Beast is number one on my list. Yeah, anyways, take care. I gotta go check all my news sources, and I may be back out here to do another quick video if there's something that I need to talk about, that you need to know about. Have a nice day.